Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning to our participants in the Zoom meeting room. Good morning to our participants in the Google Meets. And of course, good morning to our participants in the Facebook Live and to our hashtag Team Replay. Magandang umaga, happy Thursday! Grabe, ang bilis ng panahon. Thursday na ngayon and I'm very excited sa mga mangyayari. Alright, so good morning. Good morning, Joanna. Good morning, Isa. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, Roberto. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Jess. Ayan, ang ating mga early birds. Alright. Okay, so this morning, we will have a poll. And in this poll, again, we will ask you about how confident are you on your guild journey. Ayan. So, magandang malaman, no? Kung gaano kayo ka-confident. Because maybe you are lost, but you will still keep attending the or the Agile R. Or maybe you are stuck, but you will see us again in App Together. Or maybe chill ka lang, learning and ready to go. Or you are good. You can't wait how to you learn how to use the launchpad. Or maybe you're feeling great and you can't wait to launch. Or are you just getting started and excited? Ano man ang piliin mo, we're happy to have you here. And of course, to journey with you. Okay, so ayan, nakikita ko na nagpapasukan ng ating mga participants. So, please, again, put your answers in the chat box. At kung gusto nyo na ma-shoutout ang school nyo, kindly include your name, your school, course, and batch year in our chat box. So, good morning! Can I ask for my partners? Ayan, Isa and Joanna. Good morning!
Good morning, everyone!
Good morning!
Hindi ako kasali sa poll sa Zoom, hindi ko masagutan. Kampo eh. Naka-co-host yata ako, kaya hindi ako makasagot. Good morning, earliest birds. Mga earliest.
Good morning,
earliest birds. Good morning, Isa. Good morning, Elaine.
Ayan.
Good morning, beautiful ladies.
Mga nasa Up Together ata to kahapon na.
Ano ba nagising? Okay, mga gising na agad sila.
Yes.
Okay, how's your morning, everyone? Kamusta ang iyong umaga?
Ayan, mukhang marami pang...
Merong isang tao dito medyo late yata nagising.
Oo, at tingin ko din maraming late ang nagising ngayon.
Maraming things that are beyond our control. No? Like si Elaine, medyo late yata magising. Ako naman, ay umandar nung camera ko, kaya iba yung ginagamit kong camera ngayon. Naninibago ako dahil nag-switch ako ng gadget na ginagamit. Pero ganun talaga, no? There are things that happen in the morning and you just have to make do with what is being presented to you. Kaya nga, Agile, diba?
Nasira din yung isa kong ring light. Kaya medyo dirty to sa isang side dito.
Yung ring light.
Oo nga.
Pero andyan pa rin yung blue background ko. Kita nyo naman. Yun.
Oo nga.
Para akong lumulutang.
Meron ba yun sa Shopee? Okay, let's go.
So, yung mga pumapasok pa lang, you'll see a poll. Make sure that you answer them.
Yes. Good morning, Kyla. Ayan. Good morning, Jolie and Kat. Mukhang mas maraming andyan na pala si CJ. Good morning, CJ.
Kamusta ang Quezon? Kamusta ang weather sa Quezon?
Muntik ako na sana sasagot kasi nasa Quezon.
Sa Quezon ka din.
din ako.
Oo. Our guilders and participants of NI2 are coming from the different places of the Philippines. Mula Apari hanggang Pulo. Kantayin nyo ngayon. Nakanta tayo.
Mula Apari hanggang Pulo. Is that right?
Hindi ko din alam kung tama yun.
Eat bulaga, masarap daw matulog. Oh, si CJ Duda ko nakahiga pa yan. Yung phone niya nakaganon lang siya.
Totoo yun. I agree to CJ. Malamig nga ngayon dito sa Quezon.
Yeah, because it's November 18.
Yes, Vermont.
December. And yeah, I was in Batangas last weekend and ang lamig. Sa Batangas yun. Kayo medyo, ano pa kayo sa
Kamusta naman yung mga team ligo, di ba? Pagbukas ng shower, pagbuhos ng tubig, hihiyaw muna bago ibuhos ng tubig.
Ayan, secret ko yan. Hindi ako makakaligo ng hindi mainit na tubig.
Sana all naligo, sabi ni CJ.
Hindi ko kaya maligo ng cold water. Kailangan maligam-gam at least. Alam niyo ba, maligam-gam?
Ayan.
Warm.
Kayo, Guilders, kamusta naman? Kamusta hindi natin yung ating mga Guilders? At ating mga participants right now. Ako,
Kaya ko nagbibilang ha.
Si Carla nagbibilang daw muna. Na-mindset muna niya yung sarili niya, no?
But that's good for your health, ha? I mean, I don't know if you've read about this. Ito naman ako sa random. Yung cold shower, panggising. Di ba meron nga iba? They go to the North Pole. Nagdi-dip sila sa ice cold water. Pero gagaling sila sa sauna, meaning iinitan muna nila yung body nila and then they run outside, nagbuta sila sa ice, no? Tapos babagsak sila. It's a parang part yan ng mga experiences na ino-offer ng mga amazing vacation rentals.
Wow.
Sa Netflix ko ngayon napanood. So yun. It's good for the body. It shocks your system. Pero huwag kang tatagal doon, no? Baka maging si Titanic ka, no?
Yeah.
Hindi ko rin. Yung
Hypothermia ba yun?
Hypothermia. So, saglit lang siya. Yun. Bakit ba pagpaligo ang napag-usapan natin?
We have a comment here from Kat. Good morning, guys. Let's start our day with big smile and let's go. Grind and syempre practice. Ayan naman yung word na practice, no? Hindi talaga nawawala sa usapan yan, eh.
Yes, practice. And that's how you're able to create habits. Good habits, right?
Yes.
Kape muna. Oh, cheers.
Kape muna.
Okay, ako lang kape, tubig.
You can join us with having your breakfast.
Oo nga, no? Makinig habang nagbe-breakfast.
Join us while ligo. Paano?
Breakfast? I don't eat breakfast. Nag-breakfast na ba kayo?
Ako hindi pa.
My first meal of the day is lunch. I don't eat breakfast and I don't drink coffee.
Ako din, I don't drink coffee.
I don't drink din.
Oh my gosh! Akala ko, we're a rare breed.
Tea. Do you drink tea?
Yeah, tea.
Turmeric.
Tita.
Okay, what time is it? It's 9:29. We're about to start our early bird. And thank you again to all our earliest birds for joining us even before the early bird pre-flight lounge starts. All right.
Yes. Let's
and
go.
Don't forget, we have a poll. Please answer. How confident are you on your guild journey? Makikita nyo sa poll if you are lost and you will keep attending stuck, but you will see us in app together, or you're chill, learning and ready to go, or you are good and you can't wait to learn how to use the Launchpad, or maybe you're feeling great. You can't wait to launch, or you're just getting started but excited. Ayan. Okay, we're just waiting for 9:30 at ayan na nga, 9:30 na. Welcome everyone to our early bird pre-flight lounge, a 30-minute session of the Guild by NA2. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. We are a dedicated team, under NI2 or the National Innovators Initiative na nakafocus sa career and OJT needs of college students and fresh graduates. So now, maganda rin na ma-remind tayo ulit bakit ba tayo andito. So, shout out no if you're someone na who always thinks anong mangyayari sa akin once I graduate. Now, the Guild 100, the super course, will shift you from asking that question to ano ang mga opportunities and possibilities na meron ka as a student. Why? Because the Guild 100, the super course, will give you 2 times job options and 2 times earning potential within 12 months of graduation. And this is totally for free, especially college students and fresh graduates ages 18 to 24 years old. So make sure to grab this opportunity and to understand more of the Guild 100, the super course. Welcome na welcome kayo to visit our website guild100.io. Ayan.
Good morning, everyone! For those who just joined, us here in the early bird pre-flight, I'm sorry, isa, nagigising lang ako, baka inaantok pa kasi sila. My name is Joanna Alberto, and here with me is...
Hi! I'm Isa Matula, and over there...
Of course, I'm Elaine Iwa.
And let's
Ayan.
call in our special partner, the leaf among the roses. 1, 2, 3, let's call him. Khalil!
Ayan na.
Hi,
Thorn ako, diba?
Khalil!
Not leaf.
Leaf.
Good morning.
Morning! Kumusta ka,
Um,
Khalil?
doing well. Had a good sleep. So
How's
I'm
your
good.
morning?
Not much. Well, I woke up at 8, so I'm ready to go. I don't feel tired. I'm good.
Okay. So you're
Hey.
ready to go. So you're ready to give us a recap of what happened
Recap,
yesterday.
yes, that's what I'm here for. Okay. So yesterday was our first Agile hour in November. Again, Agile hours. We spend an hour as a community and we get to tackle real life business or career challenges. And by doing this, we get to learn how NA2 tools such as the apps can help solve these challenges. But then we also get to learn and grow from these different case studies and perspectives. So in yesterday's case study, we presented the guild's own challenge. How can the guild penetrate colleges all over the country? And most importantly, become a essential and relevant part of every student's college life. So we started to tackle this challenge together by running this guild challenge through the Launchpad app, which again is a step-by-step guide to launching a new product or service. We went through the first 5 hurdles within Launchpad, and we got many insights from the community in terms of who were the guild's primary stakeholders, what were their key pains, needs, motivations, substitutes in terms of job seeking and starting their careers. And then we ended yesterday's Agile Hour by sharing Delta statements for the guild. So Delta statements are, the statement of change or a before and after vision that the guild team wants to provide for students and fresh grads. So I believe we will continue that today with the other hurdles in Launchpad with the same case study. So yeah, that's my recap.
Okay, thank you, Khalil. Let's bring back the rest. Siyempre, hindi tayo pwedeng walang input dito, di ba? Elaine, Isa, ready na ba kayo? I'm sure you're ready with your, the way you're gonna share this with us. Keywords takeaways from yesterday. Knock-knock ba yan?
Oh, actually, for takeaway ko, Miss J, it's actually yung more than how we do our product, it's really thinking first of how it would impact EE. Ayun. With that, actually, Paano ba natin magagawa yan? May knock-knock ako para dyan, para ma-remind tayong lahat kung paano natin magagawa yan. Kung paano ba natin mamimit ang ating igi in a very pabago-bago world. Wow, kanyo! Knock-knock, Ate Elaine.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
Everyone pala. Knock-knock, everyone. Again, take two. Knock-knock.
Who's
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 there?
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 Agile.
Agile who?
Agile.
Agile who?
Agile who?
Agile ako kay sakit ng ginawa mo. Agile!
Aga-aga isa
Ayan.
dito,
Oh
ha?
my
Okay, guys, kasi mapapaaray nako ka sa sakit in your journey to Agile kasi that's normal. Kasi sabi nga natin, di ba, from our jumpstart, it's against yung what's normal for people. And like workout, no pain, no gain. And like workout, repeat it para ma-achieve it. So this is actually a reminder for everyone to practice, practice, practice. At kung mahirap man, go lang. Kasi no pain, no gain nga. At sabi nga ni Rendon, focus sa goal. Focus sa goal. Pero, dito, walang iwanan until we get to our agile practices together. Di ba? Pinag-isipan ko yan.
Medyo na-challenge ako sa knock-knock ni
Okay,
Isa, ha?
so, sino susunod? Pero before that, no, kung sino yung susunod na magna-knock-knock, ang gagawin natin, mag-shoutout na tayo sa Gilder Spotlight for our Gilders who would want to share their aha, ohs, or will do. Okay, so pumila na kayo dyan by raising your hand. You're gonna jam with us here.
Yes.
Here. Pero while waiting, tatanungin natin si Elaine. Ano, Elaine? Lalabanan mo ba yung knock-knock ni Isa?
Yes, ready ako. Ready ako, ah.
Sige,
Okay.
ano na?
Sige, yung knock-knock ko, somehow, ito yung nakaka-capture halos sa lahat ng audience kahapon eh. Delta. Okay, knock-knock.
Sige, okay. Delta
Knock-knock.
who?
Delta, wish your girlfriend was hot like me. Delta.
Elaine, pareho tayo ng knock-knock.
Delta rin yung iyo. Go na.
Hindi
Go
yata
na.
tayo pupunta ngayon. Ay, nako. Okay. Meron na ba? Meron na bang nag-raise ng hand? Wala pa.
Wala pa. Baka
Maybe.
na-pressure yung
Ay, knock-knock. Knock-knock.
Who's
Who's there?
there?
Delta.
Delta
Delta
who?
Kaya Delta yan kasi no, I was really impressed in terms of how the Delta statements flowed yesterday, right? Tuntua ako doon. And it's because we were able to go through the hurdles 1 to 4. Kaya yung Delta statements, diba? Madaming Delta statements. These are all the many changes. These are all the many changes. These are all the many changes in my life. Delta. Change, di ba? Delta.
Nag-process pa rin na yun.
Isip ko yun.
Ano ba? Isa ko nagsasabi lagi na Delta means
Change! Okay, gets ko
madami.
na.
These
Yeah.
changes. Okay,
Ayan.
okay, so
Tagal ko inisip.
parang naghangin na ito yung mga
Parang kinakabahan na si Khalil.
ano pala yung knock-knock.
Wala akong
Sige,
ano.
okay na lang.
I mean, yung keyword ko naman is still Delta. Just hearing the different Delta statements from yesterday. I don't know. There's a lot of variation, but the essence of it is still the same. You know. So I just appreciated that. No, that we all have different ideas, perspectives, and we put that in the Delta statement. But ultimately, they're all mostly the same. The same goal, the same purpose, the same end in mind for college students, fresh grads, gilder types. Yun. I don't have a joke or a song, so don't ask me.
Okay lang, Khalil. We still love you. Kahit wala kang
Thank you.
knock-knock. Pero one of these days, sa TGIF ka magna-knock-knock. Okay, so Liisa, we going to call someone? May
Yeah.
nag-volunteer ba dyan ahead or
Yes.
something?
Ahead, Meron.
Meron.
Yeah, from URSR represent. So we're going actually to ask them no about their you may raise your hand if you want to share your oo and will do in your current guild journey. And we actually have from URSR, I think, represent Michelle. Michelle, are you there?
Michelle, please join us. Nandiyan na ba siya?
Hello po.
Ayan, welcome.
Hello po. Good morning po.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Ayan. May we ask you, ano ba ang iyong aha ba to or oo ba to in your current journey here with us?
First po, my experience po here in Guild po. My experience here in Guild po, hindi po siya actually naging madali sa una. Yeah. Marami pa po kaming tanong, especially my classmates, kung paano nga ba yung platform ng isang guild by NI2. And marami pa po kami mga dapat na malaman at dapat rin pong matutunan here in Guild and as a guilders po. Pero now po na step by step kahit paano po nakakasabay po kami, especially when it comes po sa app, nakakasagot na rin po kami. Yung mga live webcast and meetings, sobra rin po siyang nakatulong sa amin para kahit paano po ay naiintindihan namin yung mga new topics and hindi po kami napag-iiwanan. And I am also thankful to my co-guilders rin po for helping us. And kasi po as a new members po here in Guild, it is very big help to us, most specifically sa internship po namin. And for me personally, I didn't expect na makakasama ako sa Guild, and now I am currently sharing my experience of how Guild really works and how this people like you guys na sobrang nag-transform based po sa mga sharing experience nyo rin on how Guild can accelerate our career and create great potentials in the future po. Yun po.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Michelle. Michelle, gano'n kaka-start nyo lang, diba? Ang dami nyo sa from
Yes po.
URSR.
Yes po, kakastart lang din po namin.
Nice to meet you, Michelle. First time ko yata na-encounter si Michelle.
Yes.
Lagi siyang nasa app together namin. Thank you for being active, Michelle, and sharing with us where you are now. Happy naman kami that you're starting to get on board talaga with us. And don't worry kung may more questions, we'll stay here and be there for you. Yee!
Ayan, may comment sa chat box. May nagsabi, Michelle, you are a guild. Ay, gold pala. Ayan.
O, diba?
From Andre.
Shimmering, shining gold. Okay, so thank you so much for that, Michelle. Just keep on practicing with us, keep on showing up, and in no time you will see also that great transformation happening with you, just like the rest of the guilders who came ahead, no? Meron ka na bang tatawagin susunod, Isa?
At the moment.
Kung wala pa kasi, I also would like to address something, no? And when it comes to feedback, right? Feedback kasi is not only by, soliciting verbal feedback, like listening to them. Pati yung na-observe natin, di ba? Feedback din yon. I think yesterday or last night yata, this is actually a feedback, right, Isa? You brought up that sa FB, we have a lot of platforms for the community. We have the NI2 FB group, we have Discord, we have FB group chats, right? And FB group chats, we have actually 2 FB group chats, or even 3, I think. Meron yung community as lahat ng mga sumali na before nandoon, those who came and those who left. And then there is another one that is for active guilders, yung ngayon na. And a concern of some of the guilders are that, of course, FB group chat, you see people coming in and going, right? In and out. And minsan, people, normal lang sa atin na when they see people leaving, parang masakit, punks, separation anxiety, right? So how do we deal with this? No, from our end here in NI2, here in Ignite, here at the Guild, people will really come and go. People will really come and go. And what we're focused on, who we're focused on are the people who are here, not those people who are not here, right? We focus on the people who show up, people who are here, ready, willing, and able to listen, to learn, and to apply all these learnings. Kaya, shout out lang sa mga guilders. If you see people leaving sa group natin, that's, kumbaga, we know that already. Like, may cycles din tayo. We have 30, 69. Some of them already were able to launch. They were already able to achieve already yung ano nila, yung tinarget nila na transformation. And you'll never know, they might come back. May bumabalik. Meron, si Khalil just messaged me and was telling me, Joanna, merong isang taga-secret muna. taga, end the run. Nag-leave lang na konti pero babalik na siya. Okay, sige, let's talk. So ganun siya. May in and out. So when you see people leaving, it's okay. It's okay. They're moving on and that's great because we know that we already have impacted their lives already and they're moving on. When they come back, we'll welcome them again with open arms. Okay? So sana we're able to... Isa, tama ba?
Kakanta dapat ako kasi nakalimutan ko yung tono ng open arms.
Yun, I just want to address that. So, lahat tayo dito, sama-sama, you know, and once a guilder, I would say, once a guilder, always a guilder. Okay? So, yun! Oh, Isa, meron pa tayo dyang mga feedback or mga concerns, OOs dyan.
Has an OOs. Let me check if andito na siya in our meeting room. We have Menard Kanunayon. Yes. Xavier University represent. Ready ka na? Hello? Menard? You here?
Andiyan na ba si Menard? There.
Yes, he's here.
Hi, Menard.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yung mga solid voices. Ayun.
Wait, hold on.
Sige lang. Okay, so our question was kanina, no? What's your aha or oo or will do? Ayun. Wait na nag-ayos pa ata siya, I think.
Reynard, hello. Hello daw from Andrea. Hello, CDO.
Hello po. Okay, sorry.
Yes, ano ang aha, oo, or will do mo, Reynard?
To share what my aha moment is or my will do, I think that my aha moment from the previous meetings and the adventure so far here would be that I do need to put more emphasis into the GPS. the sorry.
Is okay.
Is I need to put more emphasis in the GPS, knowing your own genius, knowing your purpose and your service. For me, my struggle is that I am still unsure about my own zone of genius, but since I've been listening to it, listening to these past few Zooms, it helped me realize that I need to first tackle in finding this zone of genius myself. And then the rest follows. Yun lang po.
Thank you.
Bigla ako natahimik lahat kami.
Sorry.
Parang, alam mo yun, you kind of hit the nail on the head in terms of how do you really make sure that this journey is as impactful as possible for everyone, no? I know that there are a lot of people here who are using the guild for their internship, right? Internship, meaning hours, meaning credentials, credits, points that will satisfy requirements for your school, diba? For your course. Pero like hearing that from Maynard, I know na we're already, you know, getting the message across that there's something more to just creds or points here, not just internship. It is us really hitting what yung core ng tao, no? Every student, for us to be able to make sure that their journey is impactful. Andre wants to chime in. Hi, Andre. Andre, go ahead. You're on mute if ever you're talking again.
Oh, hi. Good morning. So just a quick one. Maynard, you're on the right track. I want to point out, if you recall, our definition of genius. No, sorry, of agile. No? Tinagalog ko pa yun, di ba? Our definition of agile is pag pumihit yung mundo, gaano ka kahusay, gaano ka kabilis pumihit para makasabay ka sa mundo, di ba? Maynard, and to everybody here, if you notice, the way we ask the question, the way we prompt the question about genius in the app, and is very, very similar to Agile. And I wonder if our co-pilots here can pick that up.
Yep.
Anybody take a stab? Go ahead. What is it? Verbatim. Genius. What is it? What is it in you? What is good in you that allows you to, no matter how the world changes, to stay relevant and keep being a force for good, right? So clearly, genius is not just your strengths. It is something deeper and more powerful in you. It's the most good in you that kahit na anong mangyari, kahit na paano pumihit ang mundo, makakasabay ka. Problema, kung alam mo yung genius mo, paano ka pipihit para you can keep manifesting and using your genius. I think that's worth pointing out, the alignment between genius and agility, because your genius is what you're going to use to be agile. No? And here, we're trying to help that. So keep focusing on that. That's it.
Thanks, Andre. Maynard, okay ba yun?
Hi, Maynard.
Maynard, may comment ka with what Andre said?
Yes po. Thank you for that clarification that it's not just about knowing your genius, rather it's knowing how you could use it to provide for others as well. I think that's the insight I've gained.
Maynard, that's the entire point of genius. Your genius, my genius, is 100% useless if we're not channeling it for others. That's the point of genius. It's not to make you rich. It's not to make you famous. It's there to serve your purpose, which means to serve others. Trust me on that. The more you embrace what I just said, the happier you will be, and the more successful and impactful your life will be. By the way, Maynard, I was speaking at Philippine Startup Week yesterday at the Department of Science and Technology Forum. And guess what? CDO, where you are right now, I'm assuming you're in CDO, was being celebrated as one of the top 5 innovation hubs in the country, along with Manila, Cebu, Davao, Cagayan de Oro. I'm not quite sure. I think Nagang might be the 5th one, etc. But good to have a representative here. Welcome to all our friends from Xavier University. Okay, I speak too much. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Andre and Maynard. Khalil, Elaine, Isa, pihit tayo. Pihit tayo with all the things that we're hearing right now. Ano relation? How this related to what we're talking about earlier in terms of the guild? 2 times job earning potentials, 2 times na yan. So, ano yung, paano ba to? How is this relevant to the students right now, the mga being agile, about genius and purpose, and what they're doing right now? in terms of how they can accelerate also their career. Dahil lagi yun, doon tayo bumabalik di ba? We want this to be meaningful for them so that it's gonna accelerate really their career. Oh, sino gusto mag-comment? Ayun, go.
Ako I wanna speak for those parang guilders here who are here doing their OJT. No, we always say this, you have to look beyond what is being presented in front of you. Meaning, sometimes we do things just to just to comply, no? But here in the guild, we present something na hindi ka lang para mag-comply sa ano yung kailangan mong i-satisfy with your OJT creds, but to really parang we present something na mapapaisip ka na ito ba talaga yung gusto kong gawin? Like, in the future, pag graduate ba ako, ito rin ba yung trabahong pwede ako mag-land? Or maybe, if you're someone na napilit lang na magulang doon sa course, di ba? It's time for you to think what you really want and saan ka ba magiging relevant. Meaning, saan ka magiging masaya at saan ka mas makakatulong sa ibang tao. Because nowadays, I feel like some Gen Zs and millennials are not really after the money. They're after their peace of mind, their happiness, and kung saan ba talaga nila mapufulfill yung purpose nila. And sobrang ganda na merong the Guild by NI2 who are helping them rediscover themselves.
Thank you, Aline. Khalil, Isa, you want to chime in?
Um, Speaking for myself in my college experience, after you sometimes you get caught up in the day of school life, and you kind of forget about um what 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 makes you you, or what uniqueness that you have, because you're just focused on, I gotta do this homework or this project or assignment. um and then when I went came out of college, I wasn't really sure about what my GPS is at the it's something I only started or had the chance to think about when I was here, um because there are very few opportunities, I guess, when you're still studying, to really reflect on what are your strengths, what are your geniuses, what makes you happy, because you're so involved in just the daily swing of things. I guess it kind of slips out of your mind. um and I think it goes back to just, you have to practice, I guess, or repeat this reflection more of, like, asking yourself, okay, what is my genius again, what is my purpose again.
Mm-mm.
You really have to keep asking yourself that multiple times, because as the world changes, you experience different things, and those different experiences can change what your GPS is. um yes.
Agree. Agree ako. Like, if I may chime in quickly. Hello, hello.
Yes,
Ayan.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh, it's true that we have to sundan or makisabay sa sobrang bilis na pagbabago ng mundo. But we always have to balance it uh, in a way na hindi mo dapat makakalimutan kung sino ako. Kaya kailangan you really have to define your GPS. Kasi that's how you can really make your impact. If nakalimutan mo kung sino ka or what you really care about, you can you can change the things that you do to the point that you don't really care about it anymore. And if you don't really care about it anymore, I don't think you can place impact in that. Kasi iba yung gawang, gawin na lang natin kasi yan yung kailangan. At iba yung gawa na ito yung gusto kong i-share sa mundo, ito yung pinaniniwalaan ko, this is what I care about. Iba yung impact nun talaga.
Okay, Isa, it's time for you to give them our what's next here.
And with that, as I
14
said,
seconds.
as I said, it's important to know your GPS. So if you're interested in having this deep and meaningful conversations, TGIF is for you, Gilder. TGIF, thank God it's Parasite. Learn the authentic culture of the guild and see you this Friday at 4 p.m. But for now, let's start with our
Pushback.
uh,
Pushback. Get ready, fasten your seatbelts, and let's take off.
Yes, we will start startups, but so many more of us will be in big companies and small to medium enterprises. We will be in government, national to local, down to the barangay level. We will spring from schools, fresh graduates, alumni, faculty, citizen innovators all. We will birth new solutions. They can be products or services, systems, processes, workflows. They can be anything, so long as we make a difference in business and society. We are NI2, the National Innovators Initiative. Hello.
Ay, hello!
Hi.
You like my cap?
Can you see me?
Thursday.
oo nga eh.
Andrew, why is your cam off?
Why is my cam off? Is my cam still off? Because I can't see. Hello. Hi.
Nag-usap ba kayo na may bahay?
Ba't ako makaganyan? Because you did not see me yesterday and I did not see you either. And I kind of missed you. Right? So,
Okay!
alright.
Maklase yun, Andre, yung surprise us.
Nakikita niyo ba ito? Nakita niyo nakalagay? Ano nakalagay? Can you eat something?
Yes.
What does it say?
Are we there?
Are we
yet?
there
Are we
yet?
there yet?
There you go. Are we there yet? Because NI2 and the Guild is a journey, right? And in a journey, like kids, we ask, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Well, let's find out today if we're getting closer, right? Okay, welcome.
Mukhang deadhead yung kapitan ko ngayon, ha? Ako na naka-wear ng cap. Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to the Agile Hour with, he's back, Andre is back, he's here, Emily pala here, and I'm Joanna Alberto, and we have our chatbox diva or keyboard warrior, Elaine, who will join you in Zoom, and dito naman, baliktad lagi ako, ano ba to? Yan, si Isa Matula, who will have a special role later, papasample na tayo. And of course, Andre, introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm Mr. Are We There Yet? I'm gonna wear this just to remind us. Are we there yet? Yeah, Andre. I'm going to. I missed you yesterday, and I understand we had a very good session. So I'm gonna demote myself. I understand I've been demoted, and Joanna will be captaining our flight today. So I look forward to being of help wherever I am needed. Yes.
You're not demoted. You're just on deadhead. You're still the captain in command. Okay, for those who don't know what deadhead is, Google nyo na lang. We will call on another of our hosts here, co-host, co-pilot, Jarvis. Are you here?
Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. I am Jarvis. I'm excited to hear from all of us today.
Okay, so kompleto na tayo, kompleto na ang flight crew. So let's get started. What's on my mind? There you go.
Is that me, Jarvis? Yes, that's right. Well, first of all, Joanna, you guys mentioned TGIF, right? Well, in in our community, Thursday is kind of the new Friday sometimes, diba? That's why we're kind of wacky today. Because this is the last Agile hour for this week. We don't have them on Fridays. We only have them Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So let's see what we are going to do today. The other reason why I had this "Are we there yet?" is because, well, besides, I wanted to emphasize that our community is a community of journeying. No? Last time we were together, Tuesday, di ba? Jumpstart, we asked you, what's your next level breakthrough? In other words, what's the destination you'd like to get through? To, no? And we want to accompany you and give you the tools and the community and the support to be able to get you there, and maybe even reveal to you places that you didn't think you wanted to get to or that you could get to, and bring you there. No? So I wanted to bring that up. And then the second point is, I understand you guys were able to get through, let's situate this now. So we're now on Agile R. If we could get through the agenda and itinerary, again, we're done. Thank you for all of those who joined us. Early bird, kumustahan, no? Our pre-flight lounge. By the way, on that point, I did not want to interrupt again, but we ended on a high note. No? On GPS, we were talking about GPS. You guys were talking about GPS, and I wanted to comment lang. Except I don't remember what I want to comment on right now. Give me a second. So GPS, we were talking about Agile and Genius leading you there. Okay, I remember now. I heard, and I'm gonna quote Isa, no, say that, hey, we need to describe or define. I think her word was define our genius. No? Define our genius. So I'm gonna object to that phrase, no? Because this experience of genius, purpose, and service is a lifelong experience. It is not meant to be defined as if once and for all. No? In fact, the way we characterize it here, and I think this is very important, because we're a community that's all about innovation. NI2 is National Innovators Initiative, no? And the Guild is about Career and OJT Accelerator. Huwag natin sana kalimutan yung pinagmumulan ng lahat nun, which is the roots and anchors of our lives. That's why we call it GPS, genius, purpose, and service. No? Now, many times, the way we refer to it is, these are life's, Joanna, fill in the blanks. Life's
conversation.
most important conversations. Life's most important conversations. And like any important conversation, it is meant to be had and to exchange, to be engaged in for life, repeatedly. Not instead of being defined once and for all. What do we mean? Let me use a metaphor which I've used in our community through the years. No? We're now in the age of AI, diba? And very soon, if not already now, somebody will be able to create AI that mimics exactly my wife's voice. I've been married to my wife for almost 25 years now. We've been together for 25 years now, I should say. So I know my wife's voice, and there is now artificial intelligence that can speak to me in my wife's voice, except it's not my wife. And it would have fooled me, except I know my wife's voice, not just the sound of it, but I know my wife's voice, as in her voice, as in what she likes to talk about, what she doesn't like to talk about, how she talks about things. So it's not just her voice physically, it's not just the intonations, it's ano yung nilalaman ng boses niya. And it is the same with GPS. If you do not engage in these conversations with yourself, about your genius, about your purpose, about your service, sabi nga ni Isa, about what you deeply care about in life, then you will not be like me. You will not know and recognize your wife's voice, your GPS's voice. And that's where confusion and anxiety begins to set in your life. Because in your life, you will hear so many voices and you will get confused and misled unless you know the voice of truth that lives deep inside you. So I just wanted to add that, no? And let's all disabuse ourselves from this notion that GPS is meant to be checked and defined once and for all. Fair enough, Lisa, Isa? Okay, very good. You are on mute though.
Oh, I was actually gusto ko siya i-Shazam. Puwede na ba yun?
Shazam mo?
Okay, so
Di ba parang gusto
Shazam!
mo yung Shazam na talaga? Hindi pa nga nasasabi yung Shazam.
Oo
Para
nga
nag-jump na
eh.
tayo into the conversation.
Yeah.
Ano ba
Ayun.
yung Shazam na yan? Can we just like step back a bit for those people who just joined us for the first time or umaba lang, you don't know what Shazam is. This is our live scoreboard wherein Iza will give us a sample. Ano yung Shazam mo? Can you give us a Shazam?
Shazam! So kasi
Hindi nangyari sa amin, G. Iza. Ano pa?
sorry, hindi mapigilan. Shazam kasi, usually when we ask sino ako, we tend to put a box on who we are. Pero the fact is that people are capable of change, people are capable to adapt, people are transcendent creatures. So, hindi siya talaga nababox kasi it keeps on changing. And tama, Sister Andrea, and thank you for pointing that out, na it's not defined. It's something that we should engage in a continuous conversation.
Well, Isa, in order for your penance, we're gonna put you on the spot. How long have you been in the guild or in the community?
For months, July, September, October, November, 4,
So
June.
about 4 months, right? In that time, maybe magkwento ka, how has your GPS evolved and in a sense transcended its prior definitions?
Okay.
If you're
Oh,
able to share with
I
us.
have one.
Your
I-
own, your own. Sige.
yeah, my own. My own was that I thought I feel like I'm a deeply parang I put people to high value talaga naturally, like parang I want to care for them. Parang yun talaga yung inclination ko. So I thought, oh, I want to understand this. Maybe I should that's my genius na talaga, and parang my purpose is uh to address that, like in a sense na ang service na gagawin ko is to be a HR
Okay.
HR psychologist, ganon.
Uh,
Tapos reflecting on it more, parang hindi lang pala yun, parang binox ko yung sarili ko na if I care about people and want to understand people more, I want to learn about them more, psychology lang dapat yung aaralin ko. Tap Tapos,
right.
going through with our community, uh, and parang reflecting din on myself kung, with how I am, I realized na hindi lang pala talaga yun yung line of interest ko, hindi lang pala yun yung inclination ko. In fact, parang, uh, I'm actually interested in a lot of things other than just the personality, and parang I can give so much more than just that. Tapos I discovered that, I think my genius is not just understanding, not just being inclined with caring, but also uh putting things in putting things in order, organizing stuff ba to parang make something that would work for them to experience more than just understanding, but actually help them transform. Parang hala ba,
Very nice. Very
magaling.
nice.
Gila na ba? Pero ano,
So
mm-mm,
again, my only point was that you are a case in point, no? That these are not meant to be defined. These are meant to. When you use the word reflects, that's what I mean. You're having life's most important conversations with yourself
mm-mm.
instead of just boxing yourself in. No?
Yes.
And by the way, so we failed to explain for those newcomers, the Shazam is our live scoreboard every time we take you out of the box because Jarvis, if we can go back to our itinerary, no, you will see that on takeoff, which we're in right now, our route, ang ginagamit natin over and over again is to take you out of your box, No? And when we take you out of your box, we want to bring you into other boxes and help you to see the connection. Isa just demonstrated that beautifully. She went out of her box that was boxing her in because of her GPS na pang HR or psychology. By the way, that's a common box that people put themselves in. I care about people, therefore I should be in HR. Yes, that's not bad, but if you don't get out of that box and see what other boxes there are, man, this is part of agility, right? What's the genius question again? What is it in you that is good in you, that remains in you no matter how the world changes, no matter what box you're in, that allows you to stay relevant and keep being a force for good, right? It's not just the HR box, madami pang iba. And here you have Isa being able to transcend her boxes, no? And why is this important? Because imagine kung saan pa tayo makakapunta, kung paano pa tayo makakapagsilbi kung hindi tayo attached to our box. No? And again, this is the essence of Agile. No? So that's the live scoreboard there. We always start with 1 because by your mere presence here in Agile R, you're already going out of your usual box. Whether your box is as a college student, as a fresh grad, as a business owner, as a career professional, as a boss, you're going out of your box by joining our community of practice. So thank you for that. Oh,
Andre, ituloy mo na. Hindi ako makakatulog pag hindi ko ito sinabi. for our guilders out there, no, this is an opportunity for you to really think in terms of what we want you to practice. Kasi hindi namin ini-invent ito. In fact, there was this person who attended one of our retreats, yung live pa yung namin, mga events, no, saying that he can't remember when was the last time he talked to himself, like 20 years, 30 years. Can you imagine now, this is being presented to you. This is very important for you to practice because even old people, dumadating tayo sa point na, like at my age, minsan, they never talk to themselves. They never discern these things. They never ask themselves how they can make their lives impactful. They don't know about their GPS. And like Andrew was saying, it has to be practiced all the time. Diba? So can you imagine not only your career direction, but in terms of how you can practice talking to yourself so you know how you will be able to make impact in the lives of other people.
Di lang yan. Instead of hearing your own voice and familiarizing the voice of yourself with the voice of truth in your life, you hear all sorts of distracting voices which have nothing to do with your truth. Social media, puro yan distracting truths that add noise and clutter in your life, preventing you from hearing yourself. So we live in a dangerous world in that sense if you're not careful. No? And one of the cornerstone foundational things na gusto namin gawin dito sa Guild and sa NI2 is to always bring you back to your center, to your GPS. No? Bakit? What's on my mind, Jarvis? Okay. Ang destination natin, every time we get together with you, the whole point of our gathering, of you being in NI2 and the Guild, a destination is to bring out the winnovator in you. No? Ano yun? If you remember this, the winnovator in you is the force in you that allows you not to get stuck, to always stay ahead and always stay relevant, diba? Anong kinalaman ng GPS doon? Let's scroll down a little bit. No? Funny, the internet is loading a bit slow today. Okay, as you can see, this is the cycle, no, that we're trying to. The word is operationalize in your life. Joanna, paano bang explain yung operationalize in your life?
How you will be able to, the word that I'm thinking is manifesting. No, this is the operating system of Ignite, and as you can see, these are yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina pa, GPS, Genius Purpose and Service. And you notice, di ba, yung arrow, it's back and forth. It's not like one direction lang. And then...
Ganito. I think one of the things I'm learning here is to always give examples, no? Rather than tripping all over ourselves trying to define something or describe something. So let's just give a clear example of what operationalizing means. No? So if I'm somebody who realizes, hey, I'm fat, I need to start exercising, right? So if I realize that, and I'm starting to now watch all these workout videos, and I'm really inspired. Tanong ko sa'yo, Joanna, have I operationalized fitness in my life?
Because you're only listening to the
No.
noise.
Have I? Yes or no? Have I operationalized
No.
fitness? No. What will it take to operationalize fitness in my life, Joanna?
Action.
Hindi lang action.
Yes.
Frequency and regularity of action. In other words,
Frequency.
if I start sweating and exercising Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, now, and I do that week after week after week for 3 years now, and I have no plans of stopping, now I have operationalized it in my life. So when we see what's in front of us on screen, that's what it means. To operationalize the winnovator in you, the person who is able to become agile no matter what the world, what changes. We need to operationalize and make, actually may math equation to if I can scroll down here. Saan ba yung math equation yan?
Yeah, and Andre, we were talking about this really yesterday when it comes to habits. Sa pre-flight lounge yesterday. We were talking about this when it comes to frequency. Yan yun. You're creating new habits and removing all the unhealthy habits that's not really helping you, right? So yan.
That's very important. Here's the math equation. No? PB means practices and behaviors. It doesn't mean realizations and inspirations. No. Realizations and inspirations are useless until you turn them into PB, practices and behavior. Practices and behaviors in what? In genius, purpose, service, mission, collaboration, innovation, and impact. Times frequency. If you only do this once a year, walang kwenta yan. You do it once a month, wala rin kwenta yan. Even once a week, walang kwenta yan. It's like exercising once a week. It's almost useless, right? You need to exercise this almost every day. And then if you belong to a team, it's the percentage of your workforce or your team that is practicing it. That this is the equation that will determine how much you operationalize the winnovator in you. No? And a good thing, Joanna, you brought up the problem about Agile nga. The problem with Agile is while it is the skill that is most needed by everybody in the world, right, today because of the constant changes, everybody needs to be this guy on the right. The problem with is Agile behaviors and practices are so opposite to human instinct and habits. That's why we have to overcome it. The only way to overcome it is to keep practicing new habits, which is what these Agile R's are for. New habits, new habits, new habits.
Yeah, because mas masaya daw to stay in your comfort zone, Andre. Diba? Nobody wants to change. That's very difficult, and it's contrary to human instinct talaga. That's the Agile dilemma.
I think on that note, no, makikita nyo, Joanna just mentioned the words comfort zone. That's another way of saying that is staying in your box. Dito lang ako. It's comfortable. This box is comfortable. I know it. I can navigate this in the dark. That's why we need to take you out of your box. And the way to take you out of your box, the fuel is new questions. New questions, new questions. New questions will lead you to new answers, new ways of seeing things. And that is why we are now ready to go into our in-flight experience, Joanna, where you will encounter a whole new set of questions. So I believe in yesterday, we did this, diba?
Yes.
The step-by-step.
We were able to do a recap of what we did sa Jumpstart, diba? You blitzed them through hurdles 1 to 5 nung Jumpstart. And then yesterday, we were able to dive into it. We were able to compare yung mga sketches na ginawa natin. Like I presented my sketches, and from there we went back to hurdles 1 to 4 for us to be able to compare and contrast during peer exchange kung ano yung mga nagawa nila on their own based on what I did. So, and then from there we invited them to do their kind of iterated response as they formulate their new delta statements. No, we were not able to talk about how it shifted based on the peer exchange that we did from hurdles 1 to 4, but we were able to get real good delta statements from everyone. Ningal nga si Elaine at saka si Isa kakabasa ng delta statements, walang katapusan. It was all in the chat box sa Zoom. So that's where we are right now, Andre.
So that's a good latag. Thank you for that, Joanna. No? These hurdles 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 12, they're not just things for you to know up here. They're things for you to practice. That's why we gave you the app. Two things. That's why we gave you the app. All of these things are packed with new questions that will take you on new journeys out of your box, and allow you to become innovators, agile people, but you have to practice them. And that's why we gave you your app.
Yeah.
Right? So on your own time, whenever you need to, as you need to, you can practice this by yourself. But we didn't just give you the app. We gave you a second thing, which is equally, if not maybe even more important. And what is that, Joanna?
What's that? Sorry. I was reading a chat. Sorry.
What's the second? So what are the two tools that we gave to our community members in order to help them practice with enough frequency? One is the app.
And the
The
community
other is
practice.
the other is the community.
That's why we're doing right now. Yes.
That's why we show up
Yes.
enough number of times each month, take you through this to practice you,
Ayan.
so that makakatanong kayo ng question. Paulit. Ano yung tawag doon?
Sinasabi dito sa chat box, I was reading it, paulit-ulit at uulit-ulitin pa para maging 20 to 30 point scorer na tayo. Hindi yung monkey-looking person dun sa left side of the evolution of man.
Exactly. Again, it goes back to the metaphor or example that I gave. You want muscles, you can't develop enough muscles unless you have enough. Kaya tinatawag nila doon, reps.
Yep.
What does reps stand for? Repetitions. Paulit-ulit. It's the exact same thing. If you want to build that agile innovator muscle man or muscle woman in you, you've got to keep on practicing. And we've given you two tools. So, on that note, we decided something. May potlucker tayo dapat today. Last week pa siya nag-volunteer. Na nakiusap tayo, di ba, Joanna? So that we can have continuity in this case study journey. Na next week na lang siya, so we can continue from the green zone, which is in front of your screen, hurdles 1 to 5. Let's continue the journey 6 to 10, 11 to 12 hurdles. And let's see, are we there yet?
Andre, ito yung tatanong namin sa'yo, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi we were able to go to hurdles 1 to 5. Now we were able to formulate a great delta statement. Marami nga yan, iba-iba. But everything is, parang nag-usap-usap sila, no? At lahat ng mga delta statements. Iba-iba lang yung way of saying it. But in lalim niya, because nga we were able to have a good conversation with regards to 1 to 4. We were able to get to know RED. Ang tanong ko sa'yo, we know that this renovator canvas is not like, okay, tapos na 5, next is 6, 7. Hindi siya ganon, di ba? Jigsaw puzzle nga siya. Pwede kang bumalik-balik kahit saan. So, ang tanong ko sa'yo, saan na tayo ngayon? Saan tayo punta?
Okay, so what I'd like to do is maybe get a consensus target delta statement, put us all on the same page. So I'll give you the flight plan for the rest of this flight. I think we should start with a consensus. Remember, you did solo workouts, then you did a peer exchange yesterday. From the peer exchange, pumili tayo ng isang target delta statement, that represents more or less the consensus thinking of the community. And then I will take you through zone 2 and zone 3, which is zone of solutions, from zone of opportunity, which is what you did yesterday, zone of solutions, architecting that, and then how do you sprint this to market? Okay. So first, do we have a target delta statement? You guys pick one.
I think we were able to... Teka muna, Andre, bago natin basahin yung delta statement, recap lang konti. Ano ba itong launch na to, diba? We forgot. Ano ba itong launch? Si Elaine kahapon yung nag-ano sa atin itong launch na to. Yung guild tapos, diba?
Go ahead.
So, si Elaine yesterday was telling us, ano ba to? Kasi si Elaine was really on top of this. Building guild campus chapters in 200 universities by 2023. Diba? Everybody's very familiar now with the guild, the dedicated program that we have under the NI2 that focuses on college students and fresh grads from 18 to 24 years old. So A new launch is for us to build campus chapters in 200 universities by next year. Okay? Next.
Yes.
Tama ba? Next year pala, next year. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, Andre. Delta statement
So,
ready
yeah,
na.
what's the delta statement? Ayan. So the delta statement is a change, no? So from to. So from an average job seeker competing with peers, or that means fellow college graduates for decent work, from that to a highly skilled agile innovator that is highly sought after by the job market. Okay, so that's a clear delta statement. And the significance of this delta statement is we didn't just cook this up from thin air. No, we basically went to the iggies or the customers. We got to know them through hurdles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how that brought us to this delta statement. Now, in any agile or innovation situation, any work situation, you better be clear about the delta or change that you are trying to bring about and solve. That's so ito very clear. No? So how will we make that happen? Let's now go. Yeah, I'm gonna start us off on the vision story, hurdle 6, no? And then let's go from there. So just like yesterday, we're gonna invite everybody to sort of um, have their own viewpoint, do their own quick solo workout on this. No? So I'm gonna go now to the app. Again, we have an app for the NI2 people, but if you are in a college student or a fresh graduate, we have a special app for you, which is the Guild. No? So I'm going to use the Guild app right now. If you recall, we go to Launchpad. No? So let me go to Launchpad, and there you are. You have the 3 zones there. No? This is the green zone, this is the red zone, this is the yellow zone, and this is the, sorry, okay, they correspond, the 3 zones. No? So, as you can see, hurdle 6 is right there. It's the vision story. Before I go to the vision story, let me display to you what the Guild is again. So this is what we're trying to do. The Guild is a career and OJT accelerator for college students and fresh grads who want to double their job options and double their earning potential, no? Within 12 months of graduation. No? The Guild organizes these 8 activities into a single journey and makes it open to all college students and fresh grads for free. Allows you to build a competitive resume, engage in co-curricular activities, earn OJT internship credentials, acquire high-impact work experience, etc., etc., all the way to clarifying personal career direction, yun na nga yung GPS na pinag-usapan natin kanina, strengthen your professional network, and ultimately boost your job and career opportunities. So, and then our goal, again, in this challenge, in this case study, is how do we put the Guild in 200 campuses, like an org. The Guild as an org across 200, 300, 500 campuses. No? So, for that, we're going to do hurdle 6 and start our solutions architecture with the vision story. No? Very important. Typically, when you're trying to do solutions, dumediretso tayo sa features. Kailangan may ganito, kailangan may ganyan. Ito, still, we will stick with Iggy and we will tell a vision story, okay? So we start mapping out our zone of solutions by telling a vision story. Kwentuhan lang to of what we are launching and what it is doing for Iggy, our target stakeholder. Specifically, how is our solution creating a before versus after story with a happy ending that fulfills Iggy's target delta and impact and wish list? Oh, we talked about the target delta from an ordinary student, college graduate, meaning you have no differentiator, right? To a turbocharged college student graduate with all the right agile innovation skills so that you are very much sought after by employers. That's the target delta. So we're now going to envision what is the solution that we have built for Iggy. No? how is Iggy using our solution? Where are they using it? When are they using it? How often? With who? Sino kasama nila? Mag-isa lang ba sila? What are the key actions or behaviors that our solution requires of Iggy? No? And then what is our solution doing for Iggy? How is it making life better for Iggy? So, what did we say kanina? Babalik ako dito, di ba? That if we want to reach our destination, the Winnovator, the Agile in you, we have to keep going out of our box. That's our route. And our fuel is to feed you new questions. That's why, guys and girls, don't get overwhelmed by this question because we're in Agile R. Nagpa-practice lang tayo ngayon. You will have all the time to be comfortably do this by yourself in the app, no? For whatever it is that you're really working on. But right now, sabay-sabay lang tayo. Don't get discouraged. Just see what you can find as answers to these questions. So again, try to envision yourself, and we'll do maybe a 90-second solo workout on this. Try to answer these questions. No? If you were in the shoes of the people trying to bring the guild to 200 campuses, imagine how guilders, students, are going to be using this solution. How often, where are they using it, how are they using it, and what is the solution doing to make life better for Iggy. I know that in a sense we've covered it here, no, when we described it here. But I'm gonna invite you to really experience this for yourself, this process, this hurdle, and try to do the solo workout. No? Especially you'll be in a good position if you're still in college, like many of you are, or if you're a fresh graduate. Okay? Jarvis, can we give ourselves 90 seconds to do this, please? Thirty seconds. All right. All right. So we of course have limited time in these agile hours. No? So what I'll do is I'll give you some key statements from my own vision story to give you an example. No? I'm not going to take you through the entire vision story, but obviously when you do your own vision story, kailangan buo yun from beginning to end, like any story. No? So some of the highlights of my vision story for Iggy, remember our Iggy here are college students, no? Is the way they use the guild is, first of all, they're part of the guild org on their campus. No? And they know that the guild org on campus is one of 200, 300 guild chapters all over the Philippines. And in some future, all over the world. We want the guild to be all over the world. But what types of Iggies are in particular in the guild org? They're the ones who are really ambitious, really driven, really motivated about life and about their impact, not just success. No? So it's not necessarily just the people who are straight A students who are dedicated to being excellent students. These are people who are dedicated to or excited about being excellent and impactful in their lives. No? And so what are they? What are they doing? They are practicing with the community. Um, they're using the app. They're I coined a phrase, something called launch, learn, and earn. You're in school to learn, but we're going to redefine the lives of these students so that in school they're not just learning. Instead, they launch, learn, and earn. So what does that mean? They're launching new things. They're actually launching new campaigns, new marketing campaigns, new products while they're still in college. The things that they're launching, it's going to their resume. Remember the Delta statement. You don't want to be like everybody else. Everybody else will have an org. Everybody else will have grades. But a guilder will launch something in their freshman year, something in their sophomore year, third year. By the time they're done with college, they've launched 3, 4, 5 different things. Sometimes they've launched it by themselves. Sometimes they've launched it with their barkada or their org mates. Sometimes they've actually launched on behalf of a real company out there. They participated in a project. All those things are building their resume. All those things are expanding their network. They're also earning their internship credentials, the OJT credentials through the Guild app. They're using the app. They're part of the community of practice. They know their GPS. They're just a different kind of beast when they're in the Guild. Right?
Shazam!
Oh, ano naman? Ano nangyari?
Shazam for that. I want to give a point for that because the traditional perspective as for majority of students is that study mo na ako, tapos saka pa lang ako pwede mag-earn, tapos saka pa lang ako pwede mag-impact. It's very linear. When in fact, even when you're still a student, the guild makes it possible for you to launch, learn, and earn. Kaya,
Tama
Shazam for
yun.
that.
Tama yan, Isa. No? In fact, we're so serious about this that I'm gonna go back to the and by the way, we want to shatter that box. It's a useless box already. May cliche pa nga sa box na yan. Alam mo yung cliche? Oh, I can't wait until I graduate into the
Real world.
real world. No. In the guild, we are going to bring the real world into your college life as early as when you want it. That's what the guild will do. No. And you're earning. We're so serious about it. I want to go to the Guild app right now. I'm going to, nasan ba yun? Ayan, you can see you're going to through the Jumpstart, the Apprentice track, the Innovator track. At some point, you're going to be able to, ayan, no, to earn this job title, yung Ignite Partners track. Ayan, may dollars na dyan, no, because you can start earning. No? We'll put you into job positions, we'll train you for them, and we'll find customers for you that will pay you. That is part of our vision for the Guild, which is why we really want it in 200, 300 campuses nationwide. It's going to be game-changing, transformational for our college students. And on the flip side, for our employers, for the corporations that are hiring them, no? They can stop complaining already that the graduates that they're hiring are just not ready for work. Bakit? Napag-iwanan ng mundo. Hindi agile. Right? Okay. So, well, thanks for the Shazam. So that is the vision story for Hurdle 6. No? Now, let's move on to, I just want to bring you back to the visual map here. Okay? We just did vision story. Now I'm going to take you to Hurdle 7. Yes, this is not supposed to be sequential necessarily, but in this case, the pieces of the puzzle make sense to do sequentially. No? Okay, so we're going to take you to Vision Story 2. Pangalawang Vision Story to. Only, it's going to be a very different perspective. So let's go back. Hurdle 7. Ito, pansinin nyo. Shocking. For the first time in Launchpad, remember, we're already in Hurdle 7. For the first time in Launchpad, 7 hurdles later, this hurdle is not about Iggy, our target stakeholder. Let's take a moment to reflect on that. This is how serious we are that Winnovations and Winnovators, agile people, are always fundamentally customer-centric and anchored on empathy. The first six hurdles, are focused on Iggy, the customer. In this case, focused on the guilder, the college student. Instead, in this hurdle, we will take the vision, story, and impact that we drew up in hurdle 6, and we will translate it into a solutions architecture. That is what we need to build. So now we will start talking about features that we need to build into the solution. Okay, again, when we say solution, we can refer to a product, a service, a software, a system, a process, etc. So here are some of the ways that the hurdle 7 works. No? So first you describe the solution, and then you ask, what type of solution is it? In our case, it's a product that consists of software and processes. No? Select our most likely delivery model. Is it software that serves many at a time? Well, you know the guild has aspects of that. Is it one person serving one at a time? There are many solutions that do this. Is it one person serving many at a time? Is it many serving many at a time? I'd like to fast forward and say that the guild is probably closest to this. It has software and technology that allows many people to serve many more people at the same time. That's what the guild is. No. How many Iggy's or end users would we be serving if successful? Is it just hundreds? Is it thousands? Is it millions? Is it billions? Anong sagot dito? Joanna, what's the guild?
Walang limit yan.
Di naman, realistically speaking, because we're doing the solutions architecture here.
Thousands. Ano ba? Thousands?
I would say millions. No?
Millions na?
Millions, yes. Because, in fact, this is a point of data. About a little over 1 million Filipinos graduate from college and into the workforce every year. Filipinos pa lang yun, right? And the solution we're architecting, if it works for Filipinos in 200, 300 schools, it should work for other people as well. So I would say millions, right? And then we challenge ourselves, are we maximizing the scale, i.e. the number of Iggy's we can serve? How might we increase the scale of Iggy's served? No? So this is a particularly important point for Filipinos because Filipinos don't tend to think in terms of scale. Medyo may pagka-band-aid tayo sa mga solutions. Magaling tayo gumawa ng solutions, but the solutions cannot scale. No? So for example, if I scroll up and I say, I'm going to build a solution that fulfills the Delta statement. No? Pero the solution is one person serving one person at a time. Then we will never be able to serve millions. And then this question is really appropriate. You know, that is why we're building the guild to be a solution that has software so that we can serve millions. And that also does Google Meets and Facebook and Zoom to be able to do these communities of practice. Kasi wala naman tayong limit dito. So again, I think this is a good point for us. No? What are the demographics?
Shazam!
Oh,
Shazam!
example, yes.
Let's be conscious to make our solutions not band-aid solutions, but solutions that are scalable and sustainable. Again.
Very true. Again, that's a box that many of us are stuck in. No? That's why, while our neighbors in Indonesia, for example, no, or even in Vietnam, Vietnam was very much late in the game, much later than the Philippines. But they now have their unicorns, billion-dollar companies. This is a topic that came up in my when I was a guest speaker yesterday. No, why are Filipinos? Why do we have only one unicorn and very recently lang? Because a unicorn is a company that as a startup that is valued at more than $1 billion US. No, why? Because we don't know how to think at scale. Our solutions are pang band-aid. No? So that's another thing that NI2 and the guild will train you at. Sometimes it's not always appropriate to think in millions. Sometimes it's thousands or hundreds. But you have to challenge yourself. You cannot just accept na pa isa-isa, pa dalawa-dalawa, pa sampu-sampu lang. No? So that's what this is. And then you have to ask, what's the frequency of use of IGI for the guild? Oh, ano sa tingin natin, Joanna and Isa, sa screen? Frequency of use. Do they use it hourly, daily, weekly?
Daily, I guess.
Daily for me.
I think more of daily, no? Hindi pwedeng
Daily.
weekly lang. So daily. Yeah. So again, are we optimizing frequency of use? In our case, optimal na yan. I don't think we want them to be using it hourly. Pero ang pagsagot mo sa solution mo, annual, you need to challenge yourself to come up with a solutions architecture that pushes it at least daily or weekly. Frequency. Depending also on what you're trying to build, on what problem you're solving. No? Again, so for example, you're trying to put up a coaching solution. Is coaching gonna work if you're just meeting quarterly or even monthly? Knowing how hard it is to practice the thing. So you have to move yourself to at least weekly.
Yes.
No? Kung yung solution mo is maintenance of air conditioning units or cars, nagpapa-maintenance mga tao, let's say annual lang. What's the appropriate? Can you have your car serviced quarterly or monthly? Or your aircon? Or your home appliances? Mga ganyan. You have to think about these aspects of your solutions. Who's paying? Mga ganyan. I'm not gonna go through all of this, no? And I'm certainly not gonna make you do this. But I'm gonna go back now to
I think before you leave that,
yeah,
ito
go ahead.
yung tanong ko. Let's keep it real, no? Especially for the guilders who are here. Siyempre, medyo ang dami nitong sasagutin na to. For you to move on, you really need to answer all these questions, Andre? Or is it, pwede naman siguro balik-balikan to, diba? As the moment you get more information about what you're doing.
Well, ganito yan. This leads us to like I said, this is puzzle pieces, no? Babalik-balikan mo to, no? You need to answer enough of this so that you can start building and sprinting to market. Kasi kung wala kang sagot dito, well, what are you building? So you need to populate hurdle 7 enough so that you can get to hurdle 8, for example, which is going to ask you for launch, at least for launch pa lang, what about your product needs to be proven? For example, very basic, you need to prove that you can build the actual solution, that it's buildable. A lot of people dun pa lang, they can't innovate anymore because they can't build the solution. Second, proof. If you can build it, the solution, can you get customers to use it? That's another level of proof. Third level of proof, if you can get customers to use it, can you get them to use it in the frequency that they need to use it for it to be effective? Fourth level of proof, can you get somebody to pay for your solution? Fifth level of proof, can you get enough users and enough payment to be able to sustain it? So there are many levels of proof, and you need to define with your team, with your boss, what is the minimum viable proof? So for example, in our case, the minimum viable proof, which is what Elaine is working on, is at least by December, can we establish one guild chapter in a school where that guild chapter looks like, pag iniwanan natin yan at pinabayaan natin yan, it can go by itself. And we will use that proof of concept as the model to replicate and go from one school to 10 schools, to 30 schools, to 70 schools, until we get to 200. No? But first, we need a minimum viable model. And that's what we're now going to sprint to market. No? Now, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I hope today's daily flight has given you enough of the PHIT of, okay, I did the zone of opportunity. I know my target stakeholder. I know my customer. I know their pains. I know the target delta, the before and after. Where do I go from there? Where you go from there is you need to now map your zone of solutions just enough. Minimum viable lang. You can't map your entire solution. Why? Because in the Agile universe, your solution is useless on paper. It really is. Your solution is only useful to the extent that it works in the hands of real users. So the only way to do that is through Zone 3. Building a rapid prototype of your solution doesn't have to be perfect. Get it into the hands of your users, get the feedback loops going, observe what's working, what's not working, and then rebuild from there, iterate, adjust from there. That is now the classic build to learn or agile methodology. No? That we can get.
Shazam!
Totoo, Miss J, mag-Shazam din dapat ako dahil
Wow.
we're all victims of planning to perfection.
Tama.
Totoo yan, no, Andre? Kasi gusto ko rin ibalik dun sa, natin, sa passengers natin, diba? Napaka-uncomfortable nito what you're telling us The minimum viable proof. Kasi people would want to launch something na yung hindi sila mapapahiya, diba? Laging ganun That's the comfort zone ng mga tao. I'm gonna launch a product, kailangan hindi ako mapahiya dito, di ba? Pero that's part of the game. Part of it, no? Failures 1, 2, 3. So yun, that's my
Yeah,
favorite.
I mean, again, that's a box that we have to shatter and that we have to bring people out. And that's why we need to practice this. Because what did I say? Human instinct and habits are so contrary to agile. That's why you have to practice, work out, reps, no? But don't take our word for it, no? Listen to Mark Zuckerberg. Ano sabi niya? Ship early and ship often, which means introduce new innovations early and often. Ano pang sinabi niya? If you're not slightly embarrassed about what you're launching, you have launched too late. Because that means you perfected it too much. Look, the perfection is not going to come from your architecture or from your plans. The perfection is going to come from putting it in the hands of users and letting users show you, not just tell you, show you what works and what doesn't work so that you can iterate and correct your way to perfection. That's the agile methodology. You can't overplan this. No.
Agree.
All right, so
Another Shazam!
ano ba yan?
When you presented yung levels of proof, that really struck me because we talk here about being crazy about your ideas. But right here, when you presented the levels of proof, dito mo makikita that andito yung method to the madness na sinasabi natin in our previous daily flights.
Yeah, I mean, madness talaga yan, no? Kasi imagine if all those levels of proof, you want to launch with all those levels of proof. Mababaliw ka talaga. Right?
When we're rattling off kanina yung minimum, yung proof mo, yung levels of proof mo, iniisip ko, teka, dapat di ba sabay-sabayan i-launch? Baka ganun isa-isa.
No, you cannot. You cannot. You have to work your way one level at a time. In our case, we've already proven that we can build the product. This is the product, the community of practice, and we keep on perfecting it pa, iterating, perfecting. No?
It's 11 o'clock.
And also, the other product, of course, is the app, which again, we also keep on trying to improve and perfect. No? The next level of proof is, can we get users? Can we get IGs? No? Okay, so we're now getting IGs, they're using it. Some of them are launching already. Some of them have 4 simultaneous launch pads. People are learning GPS. We're making the impact. We're proving that. Now, can we get them to come back and keep coming back in enough frequency? We're starting to prove that as well. Can we get paid for this? Okay, working on that. Actually, the path to getting paid for this, because in our solutions architecture, we made the decision. This is going to be 100% free to the end user, to the guilder, to the college student, right? But somebody's got to pay for it. And guess what? Companies are going to be interested in sponsoring this and having their presence in it. If we're in just one campus, or if we're in 20 campuses, or if we're in 200 campuses. Tanong.
Okay.
Hindi nyo na-gets yung tanong. Tanong yun eh.
Ano ba yun?
Akala ko statement.
The path to the revenue model, to the economic model for this, still goes through the scale of the guild, meaning the guild needs to be in many, many campuses. Then you can attract corporates to subsidize it. So again, the proof of concept, the minimum viable doesn't go straight to revenue. It has to go through the path of, can we establish the guild in 20, in 200 schools? Okay? And
Okay.
that is an iterative. You cannot just put that in PowerPoint and say, this is my plan. That's useless. That's why we have Elaine leading this charge, supported by our team, to establish the guild in 200 campuses. No? Okay, so
it's time. Top of the set. We're 10 minutes late, but it's okay. Grabe. Sobrang rich na naman ang conversation natin, Andre. Captain.
okay, so if you're following me on screen, we're starting our descent. Sige nga, mag-final approach tayo. If somebody could just raise their hand and share their key take. Somebody not named Shazam, no? Kasi si Shazam, kanina pa yan. Alam na natin, madami natutunan si Shazam. But how concretely will I apply my learnings from today to create better outcomes and impact for myself and for others? Sige nga, let's reach out to our community. We're live in Facebook, we're live in Google Meets, and we are live in Zoom. So, anybody wants to just raise their hand or throw it into the chat box? Tawag namin dito final approach in our flight. No? Anong natutunan nyo? At how will you use that to create better outcomes for yourself and the people around you? Sige. Okay, so we have a taker. Thank you very much. Who is it?
Khalil.
Okay, Khalil. Yes. What is it? Tell us.
What I learned today, band-aid solutions won't get you very far. It's all about solving problems for the long term, meaning that it's scalable, it's sustainable. And that is something that I want to, as a leader of a team, I want to be able to have systems in place or processes that are sustainable. And I guess hindi lang sila band-aid solutions, meaning like they're just hot fixes here and there. I want my team to operate in a way na uh, we're getting things done and we're solving problems and we're figuring things out in a more long-term way, I guess.
Okay, so as has been my habit, if you notice, no, I'm not satisfied with nice words like band-aid solution. No? By the way, Khalil, thank you for that. Perfect. No? But I just want to challenge even myself. I want to give example and a case study about what is band-aid and what is not band-aid. And let's use the case study that we've been talking about here already, which is the current. Di ba you use a band-aid pag may sugat, pag may pain, di ba? So what is the pain that I want to talk about band-aid versus not band-aid? This is the pain, for example, of current college students and graduates, especially in this pandemic, na nahihirapan sila maghanap ng trabaho. Kasi ang daming nawalan ng trabaho na much more experienced than them. Ultimong yung OJT na magbibigay sa kanila ng work experience sa resume nila, nag-stop. So that's the pain. Anong band-aid solution there? Sige nga, I can come up with, sige, but let's exercise your own thinking. Anong band-aid solutions to this situation that we see a lot, especially when we're talking to the colleges and universities who are trying to help their students.
Yeah,
what are the band-aid solutions?
They're already considering na i-credit nila in hours even just watching webinars. Eh. Like, just doing virtual workshops kahit walang participation or kahit wala siyang actual that would be credited already as hours. I guess that's one.
Yeah, another band-aid is, the career office or the dean or the professor reaching out to their network and saying, hey, meron ba kayong OJT dyan? Meron ba kayong OJT dyan? One by one. Listen, a band-aid remedy, sometimes that's the only thing you can manage. And it's better than nothing, right? But if you, as the solutions provider, just stop at band-aid, well, nothing will ever happen in this world. That problem is never going to get fixed once and for all. So what is an anti-band-aid solution there? First of all, sustainability. And I have to point out that sustainability is not the same as scale. They are two different things. They are both anti-band-aid. Let's talk about sustainability first. So let's go back to the band-aid solution. Let's say I'm a professor of marketing and I notice every year na lang nahihirapan tayo maghanap ng enough OJT na maganda for our marketing students. So ang band-aid is kung ano na lang nandyan that comes up, that's what I'm gonna give my students. Or I'm just gonna contact my network and, this year meron pa ganyan. That's Band-Aid. How do you take that Band-Aid and make it non-Band-Aid sustainable? You organize so-and-so college marketing OJT program for corporate partners. And you establish corporate partnerships that year in and year out partner nyo sila and merong fixed number of OJTs that are well defined in scope so that year in and year out, it's sustainable. Hindi ka nang hahanap every year. Now that becomes sustainable. But that is not scalable. Let's go to another level that is non-band-aid. Scalable means you can serve 100 people or you can serve 100,000 people. So this is where you need to think in terms of systems, processes, and technology. And dito tayo mahina, ang Pilipino. Because when you get into these types of solutions that have scale, especially efficient scale, meaning the cost goes down, the more people you're able to serve. That creates the winning businesses and winning business models that attract investors. And that make your company and your solution a lot more valuable. No? So, and that is the process and the practices that we're trying to exercise you in. Exercise enough reps to think this way. Because you're not just automatically going to think this way. Okay? So, Khalil, I hope that's helpful. I think that's a good resolution. Stop thinking
Yes.
in terms of
Yeah.
band-aids. You want to be successful in your career. You want to have maximum impact. You have to understand how to think beyond band-aids into sustainability at scale. And you can't read about that in a book. You have to keep on practicing it. Okay? So that was
Yes.
nice. Thank you for that. Isa, I believe you're up next with the last pabaon.
You're on mute.
Um,
Hello? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
No, I'm a victim of mute.
Jarvis, what's on my mind? Isa and me, please. Yes, go ahead.
Mm-mm. Okay, so for our last pabaon, thank you everyone for joining us in our in-flight. So now, I had this feedback yesterday that this Chinese proverb stuck with her and it struck me too kaya ko siya shinare kahapon. So uulit-ulitin at uulit-ulitin ko siya para masa puso at masa isip niyo din, especially for our commerce that weren't able to go yesterday. So the proverb goes like, tell me and I'll forget, show me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I'll understand the meaning. It's from Sun Shi, a Confucian philosopher. We don't want you to forget, and we want you to understand, and therefore we want you involved. And so we challenge you, and we want to know what you've learned. But more than that, we want to know how you are going to use it. So for our Agile Art Challenge, like what you see in our screen, what is your biggest learning from this Agile art, and how concretely, Specifically, will you use it to drive better outcomes and impact for your career, company, or community? Ayan. So, naka-flash na ang ating Agile R. Can you show us the Agile R from, from yesterday? Kasi, in commenting, guys, dapat dapat rather be creative with your comments that you're gonna put below. Kasi I think there's sketches. Are there sketches there, Jarvis? Ayun no. Ayun no. You can sketch your comments. You can sing your comments. You can make poems. You can make memes and creatively express your learnings and how you will use it. So ayan, that's our challenge for today. Today's Agile R.
Galing,
Ayun.
galing. Thank you, Lee. I don't know, I call you always Lisa. I don't know why. Parang,
It's an NA2.
so,
Oh, we have
that was
another.
nice. I like the confusion proverb. In fact, I remember distinctly using that
That's
last
actually
week.
from you. I heard that from you in one of our meetings.
Yes, yes.
Mm-mm.
Very good. By the way, another point about why we do the last pabaons, why we encourage you to share creatively in our Facebook group, no? Hindi yan takwela lang, no? Hindi yan gimmick lang. Because two things. Number one, it forces you to not just be an audience here, but to process what did you learn and how are you gonna apply it. Second, it enriches all of us because we learn from each other. We learn from what you're learning. No? And that's another feature, I think, of our community of practice. So remember, are we there yet? So what's next before we land this?
Oh, before that,
Oh, yes, yes.
Creds.
upgrades.
Creds.
Go ahead.
Upgrades. So we've been discussing about Launchpad, guys. So for everyone, how can we give the context for our whole community for this? We have app creds. So this is actually for our guilders. So guilders is the student part of National Innovators Initiative, student and fresh grads. So you can now claim your creds. There's the link that's stated in our chat box na. It's placed in our chat box. So how will you claim your creds? You will claim your creds. Just click the link there. Then go to this Agile R with the date today. What's the date today? November 18, 2021, and click claim your creds here and check box I'm here and submit. Ayan. For our internship, the app creds are equivalent to OJTRs in a 1:1 basis. Kung yung Launchpad kanina, di ba, we're discussing about Launchpad, that's actually 212 creds, guys! So I encourage you to start and launch a project and use our Launchpad talaga. Ayan. So for now, claim your creds. 50
Yes,
minutes.
I'm curious.
Let's see.
Among our guilders, no, I'm curious. Sino na ba pinakamadaming creds?
Yun nga. Baka we can ask the guilders, pabato naman sa chat box. Those who've been with us for the longest time, kahit na yung mga bago, di ba nag-app together na kayo, Isa?
Yes.
Baka we can ask them, ilang creds na ba yung nandoon sa app nyo? Ayan, no, may mga points na dyan, diba? So, pabato for us to have an idea. Gumagalaw na ba yung meter nyo? Parang kami, ayan. Ayan yan, nagyabangan na yung mga to.
Happy na yung mga gets nyo. Then at the count of 5, let's post it in our chat box how many creds you have, right? Let's see. 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Wait lang!
Yan, may mga 55, 330, 58, 252, 144, 57.
Uy, may ano ako dyan. Paano
Teka, what's the highest number we heard?
330 yung nakita.
330 right
I know.
now?
452.
Meron
Ayun,
na mga
Kat.
452 OG
Sikat,
hours.
452.
Yan. That's
naman for launches yung tao na yun eh.
That's what we call bringing out the winnovator in you. Ano? Ilan? 400,
452.
52.
452 amazing hours, no?
But you know what, Andrea? Ito mga Ateneo de Zamboanga, they just started. Nasa 50s na sila, almost 60s na. So, meron mga,
Galing.
oo. They just
Go
started.
Ateneo, pang magis yan.
More, always more, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for actively participating in our app togethers, ha?
Excuse me, from URSR. Meron ding
Oh.
yung mayabang dito, 204. University
Wow.
of Rizal Systems. Way to go. Galing. Sino ba ito? Putol yung pangalan sa akin eh. Angelica ba to?
Angelica Alipe.
Hey, these guilders are making me feel like a slacker.
Bakit, Alvin? Ilan ba yung sa'yo? Lugi tayo eh, kasi meron tayong bug, di ba? Kasi yung mga nauna.
By the way, for the NI2 people, in other words, if you're not in college and you're using the equivalent app, NI2, may creds din yan. Eh, syempre, hindi kayo nag-OJTR, no? This is for corporate accounts so that your bosses can keep track. You're using the app, etc. Eventually, it can be folded into the performance management system. No? But you know what would be really fun is if we heard from a 100+ creder, 100+ creds guilder, and ask them, anong ibig sabihin ng mga creds na to? Ano ba nag-iba sa buhay nyo? Di ba? That would be interesting. Kasi yung creds na yan, okay, 300 hours. Kung walang nag-iba sa buhay nyo, walang kwenta yung mga creds na yan. No?
Yeah,
Kung ang mapapakita nyo lang is meron kayong OJTRs, I have failed. Joanna has failed. Isa has failed. Our objective is to change your life and make you the best person you can be. And I hope we can hear from some of you here, not necessarily today, about how these creds have indeed translated into, if you're watching my screen, Jarvis, into this. And this brings us to what's next. No? Ultimately, ang what's next natin is, this is what we're here for. Live your deepest truth and so fulfill your highest potential and greatest promise. So every single one of those creds, if you have 400 creds, every single one of those 400 creds, my sincere hope is that every single one of them is helping you, has helped you live your deeper truth and so fulfill your higher potential and greatest promise. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's the only thing we're here for, is to make this come alive in your life. We want you to be the game changer you were born to be. Okay?
Yep.
Anybody dying to share? I know we're over time already on this flight, but hey, it's the last time we're together this week. If anybody wants to raise their hand and talk about the transformation in their life that comes with their creds, we'd love to hear it.
Hand. While waiting, Andre, just want to say, it was a conversation. I think this is important with Isa yesterday. You can hack your way with regards to the creds, diba? You can hack your way, but you cannot hack your truth. I mean, yung sinasabi ni Andre, creds are just creds. For the people who are asking about points in terms of the apprentice track, kakram nila yan, they do the 140 creds or 188 creds in just a few days. You can always do that. You can hack your way through that. But who are you cheating, diba? You cannot hack your way through your truth if you're not gonna practice. So, yun na lang yung isipin natin when it comes to what value you're really getting from this, what we're doing here.
Like I always say, it ain't my truth and it ain't my potential and it ain't my promise. It's yours. So,
yeah,
you're hacking nothing else but that. Anybody? Any volunteers? Kung wala, let's not. Oh, we have a taker. I think it's the top notcher. Magyayabang daw siya. All right.
Hi, Kat.
Kat, ano nangyari?
Hi,
Sige,
Kat.
magkwento ka.
Hello po, hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Ayan, so, hi guys, sorry I can't open my cam po. Unstable po yung net ko today.
No problem. Pero before anything else, Kat, pakiulit nga ilang creds mo.
452, guys.
Yabang!
Top scorer.
Thank you.
Ayan ang top notcher. Okay, well, what's the truth behind these spreads? Magkwento ka. What has it done for you?
For me po, I'm super happy. Ayun, first of all, I want to say thank you muna po sa The Guild, tsaka sa people behind The Guild po. Ayan. Thank you guys, super, kasi alam yung na-immerse talaga ako sa sa stuff na hindi ko na-experience sa school. Like, etong mga continuous iteration, feedback looping. Kasi sa school kasi, takot ako sa rejection eh. Pero dito, alam mo yung parang every rejection, it births to another opportunity. Tapos it makes me strive more. Alam mo parang dito kasi parang actually nung nag-start pa lang po ako sa app, nagki-crave talaga ako sa new learnings, sa new skill na pwede kong ma-accomplish, magawa ko, ma-practice ko dito. Kaya parang in-explore ko talaga yung buong app. Like parang from from start me up, binasa ko nakakatawa man pero binasa ko talaga pati yung mga policy. As in, binasa ko siya kasi kasi yung pag-take ko ng app hindi lang siya dahil required. Tinake ko siya kasi gusto ko talaga mag-improve. Gusto ko maging better version ng sarili ko. Kaya talaga tinake ko siya hindi lang dahil required. Gusto ko siyang i-take. Ayun. Siguro yun yung tip ko sa mga guilders natin dyan. I-take nyo siya kasi gusto nyo. Hindi yung iti-take mo siya kasi required ng school, required ng kung sino man. I-take mo siya kasi gusto mo. Kasi kapag gusto mo, hindi ka mapapagod na i-practice, gamitin at gamitin yun.
And then,
Ayun.
Kat, follow-up question therefore. Anong pinaka-gusto mo or paborito mo about the app? Pero bago mo sagutin yan, maybe you can give a bit of very quick background lang. Anong course mo at anong year mo ngayon?
So, I'm a fourth-year marketing student at the University of Makati po. And then
Fourth-year
yung...
marketing student. Teka,
Yes
ito pa
po.
important question. Baka isipin nila, baka super talino niyan si Kat.
Hindi.
Baka nerd yan, baka nerd. Baka walang life yan. Get a life, Kat. Get a life. Ano bang average grade mo, Kat?
9 of 9 po.
9 of 9 out of 10? Ganun ba yun?
Hindi po ako bumababa sa 88.
Ay, grabe. Can we have another volunteer, please? Mas medyo normal.
Normal po ako.
Sige. Well, I thought that would just give context for people. So you're a senior in University of Makati, taking up marketing, and obviously you're a good student. Pero anong nadagdag nito sa'yo beyond being a good student?
Actually po hindi po kasi ako sumasali sa mga org. Nasa room lang po talaga ako. Room tsaka canteen CR. Yun lang yung ko sa school. Legit po yun, promise. Never po ako nag-join kahit na anong org. Kaya yung circle of friends ko, fix lang din. From senior high, pero dito sa guild. Yung network sobrang naging broader.
Sorry para ako naging si Boy Abunda, ang daming tanong. Tawagan natin kaya yung app natin kasi yung app natin puro tanong eh. Gawin natin the Boy Abunda app. Anyway, Kat, what that's remarkable that you don't join orgs. Pero what made you join the guild and participate to this level?
Actually, ako din po yung isa sa mga intern lang talaga yung gusto dito. Pero na-fall in love po talaga ako sa The Guild. Like, kahit tapos na yung OJT, nandito lang talaga kami. Kasi masyado naming na-enjoy. Tapos yung mga tao pa, ay, ang saya po talaga, promise. Like, hindi ko ma-express na in words. Basta yung, alam mo yung, asaya ko talaga, yung ganun po.
Okay.
I want to chime into that, no? Yung fun at saka yung action talaga na doon mo talaga mafe-feel. It's really, and I would say, masters and innovators track. Kaya I encourage everyone to really aim for innovators and masters track and really go through the apprentice track na. Uh, ayun, kasi honestly, kasabay ko dito sila kasabay ko sila Kath pumasok as a guilder dito. And I'm actually, ako naman yung kabaligtaran ni Kath. I'm not a good student. I'm a passing student. But then I saw them, I saw how they fall in love with it. That really made me want to put myself out there then. And wow.
Oy, teka. Kala mo nakatakas ka na. Ilan creds mo? Ilan ang creds mo?
Ngayon po,
Oh.
ngayon, I think it's just 100. Kailangan ko i-resubmit para maano, credit.
Ay, grabe.
Hindi ka pa na-resubmit yung ibang ano. I think it's just 140 right now.
Ay, kasi si Isa puro laway yan eh.
Oh, hindi. I always, more of, nung nag-start ako, live gatherings, tas hindi talaga ako, honestly, hindi ako masyadong nag-a-app nung start. But then, nung ino-open up siya, kaya tignan mo, mas matagal na kasi sa akin sikat nag-a-app, honestly.
Pero now, I think Isa is leading the app together.
Yes po.
Diba? Sige. Oh, you catch up. Habulin mo yan.
Apo.
Next Tuesday, tatanungin ka namin. Dapat 400.
Sige.
Guys,
Challenge accepted.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we can go on and on here, but we need to land this flight. We are way over time already. So I just want to thank you again. And it's good to see you all again. So I'll turn it off over to Joanna to land this flight.
Okay, so what, Isa? We'll see them tomorrow. We started this Agile hour we were talking about GPS, right? We will talk more about GPS in our TGIF. Thank God it's Fireside. So Fireside Fridays at 4 p.m. tomorrow. We'll see you there to have more of these important conversations.
Yes,
So,
and watch out for our NI2 movie challenge.
Yep.
It's also about.
Yeah, and we'll see them again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for another set of Agile hours. And then stay tuned for our peak pocket session.
Bye-bye.
Okay, practice. Let's practice to practice this, no? To refocus, recharge for the rest of the day. Midday na naman. How do we do this today? Babalik ko na naman kayo. We need to practice. How do you breathe? Let's go back to our breathing pattern, the way we should be breathing all the time so we can be in full control of ourselves, our thoughts, and we can center ourselves in times na maraming mga challenges or we're in a difficult situation. Let's go back to our breathing, and then we will go to our sense of hearing today. Okay? So find a comfortable space. Make sure that you're seated properly, shoulders squared, airway open, chin parallel to the ground. Inhale through your nose. Let's just allow ourselves to be in a space where we will be grateful that we're giving this to ourselves. So breathe in and out, nasal breath. Nasal breath, meaning through the nose, in and out through the nose. Habulin natin yung breathing pattern natin. Kung medyo mabilis, let's try to slow it down. Okay. And for the past couple of days, I was teaching you how to breathe properly. Bring all the air to your belly. Expand your belly as you inhale. And then exhale, draw it in. Bring your belly as close as possible to your spine as you exhale, drawing your belly in. So inhale, expand your belly. And exhale, draw it in. Slowing it down, inhale. Exhale. Before we focus on our sense of hearing, I'm going to challenge you to go into a box breathing. we will hold our breath. Okay? To-challenge natin na ng breathing pattern natin ngayon. Quick lang. Siguro 3 counts lang to. When inhale through the nose, belly breath pa rin, and then hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, and then you exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, and then you hold your breath again. 1, 2, 3. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Inhale. Box breathing. Hold. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Okay, go back to your regular breathing. Nasal breath. Slow it down. You can do that box breathing when you're, stressed out para mas slow down din natin yung breathing pattern natin. So for now, go back to your breath. Focus your attention, elevate your awareness on your breathing. Nasal breath again. And then we bring our awareness to our sense of hearing. Sense of hearing. First, let's be grateful that we can hear. Let's be grateful that you can hear the sound of my voice, that you can hear the other sounds around you. Elevate your sense of hearing. Keep on elevating it. How? By focusing on my voice first. Listen to my voice. How does it sound? And then slowly, I want you to focus your attention on what you're hearing aside from my voice. What do you hear beyond my voice? Something that's a little farther. And then try to challenge yourself to listen to something that's farthest, something that's really far, something that's really faint. I'm going to keep quiet for a while and I want you to just focus on this sense of hearing. If there are thoughts coming in, just go back to your breathing pattern, focus on your breath, and then go back to your sense of hearing. Let's be quiet for a while. A few more breaths. I invite you to appreciate the sound that you hear. Appreciate that sound, no matter how faint that sound is. And then slowly let go. And then bring your awareness back to your breath. Inhale, exhale, belly breath still. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, nasal breath, and exhale. And then let's shift, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth. One last time, inhale. As long as you can, inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale through the mouth, as long as you can. One more time. Inhale through the nose, challenge yourself. Inhale as long as you can. And then exhale through the mouth. And then go back to your natural breathing pattern. Then just observe, how much your breath slowed down. I want you to practice this in the days to come, even if we're not doing this anymore live. Every time you feel that you're faced with a challenging situation, your heartbeat is rising, your breath is like becoming shallow and fast, just pause and try to do either the box breathing or the belly breath. Just allow yourself to be in control of your body, be in control of your breath, so you can be in control of your thoughts and the things that can serve you well. Inhale and exhale, and keep on smiling. Allow that smile to trickle down your heart. Choose happy always. All right. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.